So, hi everyone. Today I'm back with another problem, and today I'll be solving an SQL medium problem, filling the missing client data, and it's a medium problem from Data Lemur. Um, and it's an um, it's I don't know what problem is this from the ACE, the data science interview book. I guess it's just a example problem. So let's get started. So in this problem, they're telling you that when you log into your retail's client database, you notice that their product catalog data is full of gaps in the category column. Now we need to write a SQL query that returns the product date catalog with the missed data filled in. The assumptions are that each category is mentioned only once in a category column. All the products belong to same category are grouped together, and the first product from a product group will always have a defined category. So what they're actually trying to say here is that we need to fill these columns based on the category that it has seen um, prior to coming um, um, prior in its most unique or earlier seen category, if that makes sense. So in this case for shoes, it's the remaining three columns will be filled with shoes. Jeans will be filled with jeans after the product ID 5, and then for 6 and 7 we'll be filling it with shirts because category 6 was filled with shirts as well. So as you can see here in the output, that the categories are being replaced by shoes and then jeans followed by shorts. So it's saying here that shoes will replace all none values below the product Sperry boat until jeans appears. Similarly, jeans will replace nulls for the product Wrangler fit, straight fit, and so on until we and it needs to be replaced with jeans, which is the true product ID. So how do you start writing the code for this? Firstly, there are two new things that I encountered in this code which I was not earlier familiar with. So I'll be explaining it while writing the code. But first, we'll be creating a query such that we can partition our rows by in our next table by our first category and and replace these products with their true value. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So the only way we can create a partition based on um, each of our categories is by using a count function. So let me write the table so it becomes easier. So select name category product ID comma um, count category um, over order by product ID ascending as count track from products. So let's see what this outputs. Okay, so what this count track is essentially doing is that it's counting it's giving me a count of all the categories and it's ordering it based on product ID because the product IDs are in its consecutive ascending order. We do not what it's going to do is that it's going to create a new count track, so because the remaining values here are null for shoes, so it's going to create a new count. It's going to only update the count when it sees the next category. So for shoes it's followed by 1, and then when it sees jeans it counts to 2. Likewise, when it sees shirts it's going to count to 3. So what these unique IDs are going to be is like it's going to be mapping back to our original category. Because we've given a count of track 1 to shoes, we can now no, we now know that the remaining categories with the count track of 1 will be mapped to shoes. And likewise, now that it's a count track of 2 is given to jeans, we can map that back, the count track of 2 again to our missing category of jeans. So this is how we'll uniquely represent our mappings from the count track to the category. So now that's done, let me show you how will we map it on SQL. In Python we can well use a dictionary and then map it, and yeah, it goes I do not want to go into the Python syntax here, but how will we do it here, right? So in this case, we'll be selecting our product ID, comma name, and then we'll be passing on. Sorry, let's arrange it in this order. So we'll be passing this function called as first value, and we'll be passing category here. Um, and then this will be over partition by count track order by product ID ascending, and then the next thing is we need name from CTE1. Let's see if I am um okay. So now we have our first value, and then as category. So what first value essentially does is that it takes the first value of our categorical column and it moves that to our remaining columns where we have based our partition on, and because we have based our partition by on count track, it's going to map only the product values by taking the first value from each of our tables and replacing that. So we have our category now, and let's submit the code. This should run. Okay, accepted, and this was the fill missing client data problem. I hope you all understood it, and feel free to leave any comments if you guys have any suggestions on how can I improve my code, or any questions that you would like to for me to go over. See you all next time.